A 130-pound Rottweiler that nobody claimed, a house that had already broken 2 families, and a dog that hadn't moved on because he was still waiting for someone who understood what loyalty actually costs. Nobody warned Daniel and Rachel about any of this when they signed the lease. But 31 days later, at exactly 3:17 a.m., that dog would make a decision that left a grown man frozen against a broken window for 11 minutes straight and changed everything Daniel thought he knew about what it means to be chosen. Daniel had been with the same company for 9 years. He wasn't chasing the promotion, it found him. A new city, a new role, 6 weeks to pack up everything they'd built and start over somewhere neither of them had ever lived. They found the house on a Tuesday, signed the lease on a Friday. It wasn't perfect, but it had a yard, high ceilings, and the quiet kind of street that makes you think, maybe this is the one. They moved in on a Saturday. By nightfall, the boxes were stacked, the beds were made, and they were both asleep before 10. Neither of them noticed the dog in the yard until morning. Daniel saw him first, standing at the far end of the lawn, completely still, watching the back door with those quiet, unreadable eyes. Massive, black as coal, a Rottweiler that looked like he had been carved out of something permanent. Daniel assumed someone would come for him. Nobody did. By mid-morning, he was knocking on doors, not aggressively, just asking the same question at every house on the street. Do you know whose dog this is? Is it yours? The answers were all the same. No, not mine, never seen him, good luck. He was heading back inside, frustrated and no closer to an answer, when he spotted her, an elderly woman crouched by the fence, pressing her palm gently against the dog's broad head. The gesture wasn't cautious, it was completely familiar, the kind of touch you only give something you've known for a long time. Daniel stopped. "I was actually looking for someone who knew him," he said. The woman looked up and smiled. "He's not mine," she said. "He's just always been here." Her name was Margaret, and she had a story to tell. She accepted the invitation for tea without hesitation, sat down at their kitchen table, wrapped both hands around the mug, and began. His name was Alex. The man who had raised him, Thomas, had brought him home as a puppy, fed him, trained him, loved him with the quiet devotion of someone who didn't need much else. For years, they had been inseparable, the old man and his Rottweiler, making slow laps around the block every morning without fail. Then Thomas got older. His joints gave out before his spirit did. He couldn't walk Alex anymore, so he put up a small ad, someone to take him out each morning, paid work, nothing complicated. A young man answered and came by that same afternoon. 30 minutes after they left, an ambulance came for Thomas. He never came home. Margaret paused. She looked at her tea for a moment. "We took Alex to the grave," she said. "He stayed for 3 days, wouldn't leave. Then he came back here." She said it plainly, but the weight of it filled the room. The next tenants complained, called, threatened. Eventually, they were the ones who left. The family after them lasted even less. "This house is all he has left of Thomas," Margaret said. She looked at Daniel, then at Rachel. "He's not asking for much. Just please, don't make him go." I see you still haven't subscribed. Honestly, that breaks my heart. Hit that button right now. You don't want to miss what happens next. They agreed that night. Food and water by the back door. Nothing more. That was the deal they made with themselves and with Margaret, who nodded, thanked them quietly, and walked home through the dark. It started simply enough. A bowl of kibble, fresh water every morning. Alex ate without fuss and returned to his spot near the fence. But something shifted in the second week. Rachel was the first to cross the invisible line. She sat on the back steps one evening with a book and, without thinking, reached out and placed her hand between Alex's ears. He didn't flinch, didn't move at all. He just let out a long, slow breath and lowered his head slightly, like something in him had been waiting for exactly that. Daniel watched from the window and said nothing. By the third week, the bull had moved inside the back door, then to the kitchen. Then, on a Tuesday evening when the rain came down hard, Daniel opened the door and said simply, "Come in." Alex stood in the rain for a moment. Then he walked inside and chose a spot in the hallway, facing the front door. Some habits don't break, they just wait for the right house. He had been with them for 31 days when it happened. Daniel had come home late, gone straight to bed, and fallen asleep almost immediately. Rachel was already out. The house was quiet in the way unfamiliar cities are quiet, full of sounds you haven't learned yet, a stillness you haven't earned. At 3:17 a.m., Alex went completely still. He had been lying in the hallway, as always, but something, a sound too small for human ears, a shadow moving wrong, pulled him out of whatever sleep Rottweilers have, not slowly, instantly, one moment down, the next standing, every muscle locked and facing the stairs. Daniel didn't hear anything, he felt it. A sudden absence of that low, steady presence that had quietly become the sound of the house being safe. He opened his eyes. Alex was in the doorway, motionless, staring toward the back of the house. Then a sound. Glass. Soft. Almost nothing. Almost. Alex moved down the stairs without a single bark. No chaos, just deliberate, unhurried precision. Daniel followed with his phone already open. He found Alex at the broken kitchen window, standing 18 inches from the man who had one leg through it and had completely run out of options. Alex didn't attack. He didn't need to. He simply stood there and made a sound from somewhere deep in his chest, not a growl, something older than that, that said with complete, quiet certainty, "You made a mistake coming here." The man didn't move for 11 minutes. Police arrived at 3:34 a.m. They made it official the following week. Adoption papers, a vet visit, a collar with his name on it. Alex, same name Thomas had given him. They didn't change it. Margaret came by that afternoon. She stood at the kitchen door, watched Alex lying across Daniel's feet, and didn't say a word. Then she smiled, quietly, to herself, and walked back down the street. Some dogs don't need rescuing. They just need someone patient enough to understand what they're waiting for. Alex was simply waiting for the next ones worth giving it to. Do you think dogs grieve the same way we do? Or is this something deeper than grief? Tell me in the comments.